Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the E4E2 network. Basically, my name is Rob Johnson. You've seen me before. You've seen Ryan Jones. You've seen all of us, what we've been doing here. Basically, I know you guys are used to seeing the E4E network. That is still up. You guys go over there, check out some instrumentals, check out some different things we're doing. Right now, my guy has up the RJ8 Elite. That's basically a gaming site, entertainment, other features. Doing his independent channels right now. Still going to get back to the E4E network. This right now is E4E2 network. Basically modeling after the ESPN2 network. My goal is to bring you guys as many videos as I can. My job is to make sure that everybody's entertained. I'm going to be doing gaming, entertainment. I'm going to be doing wrestling. I'm going to be doing everything that you guys. I'm going to do political issues. You got to keep it fresh. So, you go over to E4E Network right now. We got some instrumentals over there. I've definitely recommended the 24 beats of instrumentals. It's the 24 bars of instrumentals. It's a very good thing you can freestyle on. I would definitely, if I'm a DJ out there, I would take it. I would do some freestyles with my buddies or whatever. I'm not a freestyler. I'm trying to learn it, but I like to listen to good music. So right now, this is the E4E2 network, and we're basically bringing you guys entertainment. I'm gonna be doing my hardest to bring you guys as many videos as I can. I know sometimes in the past I've slacked off a little bit. I'll be the first one to admit I'll do a video and I won't be back for a month. That's wrong of me. If I want to build fans, if I want to build a fan base, if I want to build some credibility out there in the YouTube community, I know I'm going to have to work a lot harder. So, sometimes you got to admit your faults. You got to admit, that you've been slacking off a little bit. You got to do things a little harder. So I'm definitely proud of everybody out there in the YouTube community who's able to get their videos out there, get them exposed. I'm definitely proud of Ryan Jones out there, definitely doing big things. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about tomorrow night. And everybody knows what's going on tomorrow night. Tomorrow is May 2nd. I'm talking about the biggest day of sports in American history. Probably in American history. I'm just going to go on and let me say it is. And why am I saying that? Because you have all types of events. You have the Kentucky Derby. You have the Spurs and the Clippers. Game 7. Is it Tim Duncan's last run? Is it Greg Popovich's last run? Can Doc Rivers finally get the Clippers into the elite status of the National Basketball Association? Now, all that, very important. Number one, most important thing is tomorrow night at the MGM Grand. I said the MGM Grand. I wish I had a grand right now. I could use it. Anyway, the MGM Grand. It will be Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao for the title, for the unified title. I believe it's a unified WBC title. I can't remember. I don't even think anybody even gives a damn about what the title is. The most important thing is everybody wants to see a drag-out fight. Everybody wants to see what's going to happen when Mayweather and Pacquiao finally step into the squared circle and duke it out to see who is this generation's greatest fighter. Now, I'm very excited about this fight. I believe that it's going to be one of those knockout, drag-out type of deals. I don't think it's going to be a boring fight. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion round by round. First round, I'm going to give it to Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao is going to come out strong. He's going to come out energetic. I think Floyd is going to teeter with him a little bit because he knows that he can dominate this fight. So he's going to like a little teeter with him a little bit and let Pacquiao get some energy out. Second round, I'll also give it to Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao is going to come out there. I think he's going to get one good shot on Floyd. I think the crowd's going to go crazy. I think everybody at home is going to say, oh my goodness, Floyd's going to go down. But Floyd's still playing games with Manny Pacquiao. Third round, I think that's when Mayweather starts giving him his combinations. He starts getting him in the chest. He starts getting him in the stomach. He starts hitting him in the face. He starts to dance around a little bit. Starts to hit him with those combos, those 1-2 combos. He starts hitting him with a jab here, a left hook there, a right hook there, and he starts to, the maturation process of letting Pacquiao know that he is in one hell of a fight, which I think Pacquiao's coming a little bit overconfident in this fight, which to me is a dangerous thing, because Floyd is 47-0. You gotta remember that. There is one guy in this fight that's 47-0. There is another one who's had 5 losses and was put to sleep by Marquez. Marquez put his ass to sleep. He fell forward. I think I was listening to Jamie Foxx this morning. He said he never seen a guy fall forward before. Yeah, and that definitely does take it takes a picture in your mind of, damn, I got hit in the head. I'm falling forward. He probably has post-traumatic stress disorder. That's why he's been so crazy lately, talking about chickens and whatever he's been talking about. Anyway, 4th round, I got Mayweather winning that round as well. 5th round, Pacquiao. 6th round, got Pacquiao stunning Mayweather a little bit, hitting him with these body shots, maybe one to the face, but Mayweather stays up. I have Mayweather winning the 7th round, the 8th round, 9th round, I see it being neutral. 10th round, I see a TKO from Mayweather. I believe Mayweather, over the course of this fight, is going to toy around with Pacquiao so much, but he's going to deliver the body blows. What a lot of people don't realize in boxing is that, and in life in general, when you hit a man in that stomach region and it stuns him, it takes away your power. Now you can hit a guy in the face, sometimes it makes him a little, I've been hit in the face before, so sometimes it makes you get a little, amped up. But when you're taking body shots like that, it starts to mess with your insides. And when your inside starts getting messed with, and your legs start getting wobbly, your body starts just it's not functioning at a proper rate. So I think Mayweather's going to toy around with him. I think he's going to be the master of body shots in this thing. I think by the 10th round, I personally, I think that Pacquiao, no matter how hard they say he's working, I think Floyd Mayweather has worked 10 times harder than that. No matter what your work ethic is. I don't care if you run 10 miles a day. I don't care if you hit the bag for 45 minutes a day. I don't care if you're doing 1,000 sit-ups a day. I don't care if you're eating the right proper foods. Floyd Mayweather is doing just that much more than you because he's the greatest of all time. Yes, I'm saying it right now, folks. Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest of all time. They say he's ducked people. No, he hasn't. He's fought De La Hoya. He's fought Marquez. He fought Zab Judah. He's fought Sugar Shane Mosley. He's fought these guys. So don't come around here telling me that he hadn't fought the best. Because that right there is a damn lie. And there's a lot more going into people's mindsets than than just them not liking Floyd. Okay? This guy's an American. This guy's from America. This guy, other guys from the Philippines. We should be cheering on our American hero, but we don't look at things like that. And there are reasons for that? I don't know. And don't get the whole racial thing, because there's been too much of that this week. That's not about it. What I think it is I think a lot of people in the boxing circles, because first of all, let me say, there's too much racial crap being talked around these days anyway, so let's just get off that. Let's just stick with boxing and let's keep it real. The real is that I believe boxing doesn't want to see an undefeated champion. I don't think they want to see Floyd get to 50-0, which he only has 2 fights left, so I don't know if he's going to fight again to get to 50, because he's definitely going to win tomorrow night. And I just think that people like the underdog. I think that Pacquiao has this Rocky thing to him, this Rocky theme. Like, people think he's the complete underdog going against the big bad Floyd Mayweather. But to me, folks, it just doesn't matter. Floyd, if you're picking with your heart, you're gonna pick with Pacquiao because you want him to do well. He's gone through a lot. He's been through a lot, etc. But if you're thinking with your head, and that's what I think a lot of people today don't do. They don't think with their minds. Think with this head, not the other one. You're going to realize that Floyd Mayweather is the better fighter. Floyd Mayweather, pound for pound, is the best fighter in the world. Okay? So stop with the theatrics. It's like when Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson. With your heart, you wanted Mike Tyson to win. But you saw what happened when he faced Buster Douglas. You saw what happened when he faced Evander Holyfield. When this guy faces a bigger guy who's tougher, who's stronger, he's going to go down. Pacquiao is not Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao, he can hit you with those straight rights to your face. He can hit you with the body shots. He's powerful. But the thing is, what folks gotta realize is you can't hit what you can't catch. And you can't hit what you can't outthink. And he's not gonna outthink Floyd Mayweather. People can talk about Floyd Mayweather, that he can't do this. The guy's a smart businessman, okay? And when you bring that corporate America, that's what Floyd Mayweather is. He's corporate America. He's corporate America from Detroit, and he brings that instinct to the ring. And when you bring that type of instinct to the ring, when not only you're smart mentally, but you're smart when it comes to how you're going to throw your punches. I bet you, with all this talk about analytics, I bet you Floyd Mayweather doesn't tell anybody this, but I bet you he goes back, I bet you he goes into his little lab and he figures, how many punches is this guy going to be able to hit me with? How many punches do I have to hit him with that I can be effective? I think this guy takes analytics and boxing to a whole nother level. And I believe that when you look at Floyd Mayweather, when you look at the way he boxes, when you look at his record in totality, this guy, it's not a fluke. I don't care if he hasn't faced Pacquiao yet. So what if he didn't face Pacquiao 5 years ago? Let me ask you a question, folks. You think Kobe Bryant rather face Jordan in 2002 or 97? Ask yourself that question. And be realistic with yourself. Be realistic. Would you rather, ask Patrick Ewing, ask Charles Barkley, would they rather face Jordan in his prime, or would they rather face Jordan beyond his time? Why do you want to face a guy beyond his time? Yes, we all want to face the best. We all want to do our best. But guess what? At the end of the day, if this guy is whipping our butt, then let's just keep it real. Then we look stupid. Why would you want a guy at his weakest? Why would you want him to be strong? This is dumb. I hate when people say that. It's like, oh, you know, the basketball game slowed down, or you're slowing the football game down by running the ball, or you're not throwing the ball, so it's not exciting or nothing. It's not supposed to be exciting, man. The bottom line is that the style doesn't have to be exciting, but the spectacle is what keeps bringing you fans back. See, Floyd may be in the ring, he may bore you with his technical style and all that, but guess what? He brings you to the ring. He brings you to the arena. He brings the eyes to pay-per-view. Tomorrow night's fight is going to make over $400 million plus. They have a record of endorsements by companies at $13+ million. Come on, folks. Come on. It's not about how boring it is. It's about the spectacle. It's about who the player is. You know? It's about what they bring to the table. That's why for so long, people have found the Spurs so boring. The Spurs used to be so boring to folks because they could win, but it wasn't an event that you wanted to see. You didn't want to see the Spurs against the Pistons, even though it was a great NBA Finals. It wasn't the right spectacle. You understand what I'm saying? But then you can have two teams like we used to have Dallas and Phoenix in the playoffs back in the early middle 2000s. They clearly weren't the best teams in NBA, but guess what? They brought you to the spectacle, high scoring points, this and that, etc., etc. You can name that any sport. You know, why would you want somebody at their best? You know, why would you want them to be at their best? That makes no sense to me. I never understood that. If I could get a guy down where he's hurt, where he wasn't what he used to be, and I could take advantage of that, yeah, hell yeah, I would take advantage of that. And let's say it like it is. 5 years ago, Floyd probably would have been taken down by Pacquiao. But guess what? He played his game. He said, you know what, Pacquiao? I suspect you of doping. I suspect you of this. You're going to do this on my terms. And guess what? Pacquiao took the bait. Pacquiao agreed to the fight. They both agreed to it. Because guess why? There's money involved. Guess why? Because he wants to fight this guy. But he didn't have to. This fight didn't have to happen. But guess what? That's what makes Floyd such a conscious businessman. He knew that 5 years ago, Pacquiao probably would have knocked his ass out. But now, he knows Pacquiao can't. Even though Floyd's 38 and he's 36, Floyd is a better technical fighter. Goes back to Mike Tyson. Back then, 25 years ago, Mike Tyson could knock your ass out. After he got out of prison, after he started facing these bigger guys, after he faced Buster Douglas, that's all he was a knockout artist. He didn't have the technical skills of Lennox Lewis. He didn't have the ring savvy of Lennox Lewis. You know what he had? He had a knockout punch. That's the same thing Pacquiao has. If Pacquiao can't knock you out, he can't beat you. Sorry, Pacquiao fans. If he doesn't have the knockout, he can't beat you. But guess what? That's just one way of beating you. Floyd has about 5. Floyd has 5. So you really got to ask yourself, and picking with your head again and not your heart, can Manny Pacquiao really stay up with Floyd Mayweather? And if you are saying to yourself yes, there are either two things that are happening here. Either you really love Manny Pacquiao, or number 2, you really don't understand boxing. And that's okay. If that's your opinion, if that's how you feel, it's okay with me. But this is what we're going to do. I'm going to sign out. I'm going to be back with you guys, I say tomorrow night after the fight. We're going to talk about the fight. I'm going to talk about how Mayweather won, because he's going to win. And we're going to talk about his legacy, because after this fight, I think his legacy will be intact. Because there will be a second fight. Guarantee you, there will be a second fight. Anyway, guys, for the E4E2 Network, I'm Rob Johnson. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you.